Okay, so today is how to not pick up any choreography. So how to be really bad. So you're in the studio and the teacher's demonstrating like a fondue or something. Here are the best ways to not pick up the steps. Okay, so first of all, you want to when they're demonstrating, you want to not be looking at them at all. Okay, so don't even focus on them. Think of something else. Um, yeah, think of something else. Hopefully, actually actively ignore the words they're saying as well, because you can take in information from the rhythms that they're doing. If they're a kind of teacher that will demonstrate it actually, but they'll also do sounds with their voice, like dun dun but like something like this, then the rhythm will get into your body, and then you'll have a higher chance of picking it up. And we don't want that. So look away because you don't want the visual information. Try to block out the audible information because that'll help you pick up the steps too. Um, and then when it comes down to actually doing the combination and you have the option to copy people, try your best not to copy the person in front of you. So like you can close your eyes or I don't know, something stupid. Okay, so that's with the ballet class stuff. But let's think about learning a choreography for an audition, or you have a solo, especially contemporary stuff, because contemporary stuff is, I mean, at least for me, it's way harder to learn than ballet, like classical ballet is. So you're learning a contemporary piece. The music's really strange. So what you want to do is try as hard as you can not to pay attention to the music, and also not to hear the music too much before you get into the studio, because you want it to be when you get into the studio, every single time the rehearsal happens, the music should be like new. It's like, oh, you have no idea what's going to come next. And that will be one layer of difficulty which will make your life like harder, so you'll have a better chance of not picking up the choreography. You do not want to be repeating the exact steps that is happening in the choreography, because then it might get into your body, and then you'll kind of do it on autopilot. Like you'll do the correct steps without even knowing you're doing them, and we don't want that. So don't learn the music and try not to practice too much. Um, and if you can, when you're in the rehearsal, and the rehearsal process, try to get like really bad sleep during that week, because every time you sleep, it's like it saves the information. So your brain like what's it called, like defragments the information and like puts it into files, and it makes it all make sense in your head. So have, like, if anything, pull all-nighters the whole week that you're learning the choreography. That would be like ideal to not learn anything. So yeah, what else we got? No sleep, no repeating, not listening to the music. Also try your best to like stress yourself out in the situations, because so then it goes in even worse. Um, so if you don't know the steps, stand right at the front so you have the highest chance of freaking out and then being even worse at learning the steps. Because when you have like high emotions, you make worse decisions generally. Um, so that's why like chess players they try to be very composed. And if you play video games, you also know that like raging is bad for your like motor skills, so you don't want to rage. So in our situation, we want to rage as much as possible. We want you to have high emotion, like fight or flight mode. We want that to be on high alert, and you'll be pretty good at it if you also didn't have much sleep. So yeah, try and freak out at the front of the studio, um, and ignore the teacher when they're demonstrating. Also, when they start trying to give you corrections, you want to then start doing as much choreography as possible, because then you have the highest chance of being focusing on yourself and not on what they're saying. And then it will be even better at not taking in their information. Um, yeah, I need to script my videos. Okay, so hopefully do the opposite of that, and you'll have a pretty good chance of picking up the steps. The music one is probably my favorite, because when you're learning hard music, once you fully have the music in your body, it's so much easier to get the choreography. At least in my case, the way I learn. So if you're really bad with choreography, learn the music, and then after worry about the steps.